This is a 2013 Chevy Silverado, regular cab, short bed. It has a rough country leveling kit on the front, but the rear has remained untouched, and I noticed that if I put a little weight in the back, it gives it that lean or Carolina squat, whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to get rid of the Carolina squat look by putting on a MotoFab 1-inch rear lift kit, which are essentially some blocks. Here's a kit. It comes from MotoFab. I ordered it directly from MotoFab and not on any other kind of aftermarket or truck site. Comes with very brief instructions and the 4 U-bolts, the nuts and washers, and then the blocks themselves, which are, you can probably see right there, tapered. This end's a little shorter than the back end. Tapered goes in and goes towards the front. And they're solid metal, welded, powder coated black. Okay, the truck I jacked up underneath the rear end differential using a floor jack, and then I put it up on jack stands. This is a method that I saw that I liked. After you get it up on jack stands, then you can lower it so the wheels are just touching the ground. And then I've got a bottle jack over there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise it up. I've got it on some wood to save myself jacking it up all the way and making sure I got good contact. And it's safe and everything, and I'm just going to close the distance between here on the leaf springs, and then after I undo the bolts, I'm going to push the leaf springs up just enough to get that out and get the new one in. Early this morning I let all these bolts soak in WD-40. Okay, I used just my regular cordless drill with an adapter to get the rest of the nuts off. And now we can take these bolts off, just right off the top. It should be nice and easy. Come right off. I think you can see that clearance. There's just enough between the old block and the spring. And here's the old U-bolts, and here's the old block. Actually, you can see it's got the grips. Here it is compared to the new one going on. You can see it's definitely thicker. And just so you know, on the 2013 Silverado, it is a 21 deep socket to get the factory bolts off, but it is a 22 to get the MotoFab hardware on. Okay, same thing. Now we're on the passenger side. Okay, the U-bolts come off really easily after you get the plate off. This is that plate that goes on underneath, and you're going to be surprised at how easy the factory bolts come off. If you WD-40 them, they really don't apply. You don't have to use a whole lot of pressure at all. But anyway, here's the plate, and I'm going to clean that up a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and do the same thing with the bottle jack that I did on the other side. Okay, it's starting to come up. You're going to want a little more clearance than you think because of that nub on top. There we go. Right there. For the other side, what I found was you need to get it started a little bit on the top and the bottom. So you got to really let it down slow until you can kind of fit it. You can fit it into the bottom. Let it set nice and right in the bottom, and then slowly let it down until you kind of can lift it up just maybe a couple millimeters to fit it into both, and then let the jack down. Okay, like right now I got it sitting in the bottom. I'll make sure you get it straight too. I got it sitting in the bottom, and I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a little bit of clearance between the top. You can see that there, and what I'm going to do is just barely let it down until I can move this up and down. It's fitting in both. There we go. That's not going anywhere. I like to go in up over the tire just to make sure I've got these in the right spot. And you can see where each of these go. Go right there. And they fit in that little, they fit in the groove. There we go. They'll fit nice, and it's pretty obvious where they sit. Okay, we're reusing the factory plate. I got it cleaned up, and it's just going to fit right underneath here on these 4 bolts. I'm going to hand tighten the washer and nut, and then I'm going to use the drill, and then finally I'm going to use the torque wrench to 75 foot-pounds in a star pattern. Okay, both sides are now installed, tapered in, pointing front, and so I'm going to raise the truck up and take the jack stands out from underneath. Okay, jack stands are out. Okay, and there it is installed. Sitting 1 inch higher in the back.